All right, good morning traders and welcome to the Bookmap webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow analysis using Bookmap and it's forward looking. We will also take some positions here. It is only in simulation demo paper trading mode and is to show not just the order flow but how to manage your trades within the order flow as well. All right, so anyway, let's jump in. A few different things to go through quickly here. First off, our 12 days of trading tips and tricks on our Discord channel. We had some great content for the Christmas holiday. If you're interested in that, just come over to our Discord channel and you'll find the channel in there for the 12 days. And it is looks like this here. We have each trader in here that created a great piece of content. A lot of them are videos, very short though, and check it out. From tips and tricks from all these great traders in here. We also have the December's Blue Jacket competition this month. So if you're interested, you can use your phone, take a screenshot there, scan the QR code and sign up for that. You can get Bookmap for free for 3 months with data. Now we have two big sales. There's only 48 hours left on the 50% off the MBO bundle. So a lot of you traders had requested some sort of discount or something on the MBO bundle, the stops and icebergs indicator that we have that works with futures, and in a market pulse, the whole cache of market pulse suite, etc. There's a bunch of indicators in this MBO bundle. It is very, very popular, and we're offering 50% off for the first month. All right, so if you're interested, just go to bookmap.com. Let me show you here, and you'll see it right on the home page. Click on the link here to go save and on the or get the deal here, and you'll put in a coupon code when you check out. All right, so that's one thing. And then this is a new offering here on the 26th, and it will end very soon though. So I mean, I think it's good until the 2nd. So this is our New Year's savings here. Upgrade to Global Plus Annual. All right, so you'll get 30% off Global Plus Annual. If you're interested in that, again, it's right here. You see both deals here, MBO bundle and the New Year's special here. You can sign up for both of them at the same time. So some great discounts. The discounts continue since Black Friday, but this is longer term, so go for it if you're interested. If you got the longer term, or I'm sorry, if you got the 3 months of Bookmap discount, that was 50% off, or even 60% off for 1 month. You can upgrade, and you'll be prorated in here. So don't worry about that. If you want to go for the longer term annual deal, you like Bookmap and you want to get more of a deal. All right, general disclosure. All Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So, like I mentioned earlier, we will be going through live forward-looking analysis. We will also take positions here and there if we find something that looks pretty good, or to demo something. It is for demo purposes only. All right, just want to make that point clear. All right, let's jump in. Let's take a look what's going on in here. And I'm actually right off the bat, I've been showing this, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 sessions now. This is the ES here. It's a continuous contract of the ES. And look here how many days I have. So back to October 22nd. This is an alpha version and you guys don't have access to it yet, but this is a game changer for us. So you will get access once it becomes a little more stable. So it's like I said, it's in the works, but look at what you can access here. We can go back and look at 3 years of data in the ES, the NQ, the RTY, and a few other selected instruments. It's just loading here. Okay, we will see it in just a second. And actually, this is the first time, maybe something's a little off. It loads quite quickly. So this has been highly requested for years, and we're just getting to it now. It took a lot of effort to get here and show this new version of Bookmap, or this longer term data in here. Right, so here is going back to 2023, and we see this beautiful move up, and then let's just zoom in. I just wanted to show that, and let's just zoom in here. Now, indicators won't work on this at the moment, but it will work for the current data, current market data. Okay, this historical data here that's loading, the indicators will not work at the moment. Okay, we're working on that. Anyway, let's take a look at the higher time frame in here in Bookmap, and also in the candlestick charts. We'll just look at some simple candlestick charts in here, and then put these pieces together, because here we can see the FOMC drop December 18th, and we've been within the price action of that drop ever since. Okay, a little peak above it here, and then right back into it, as you can see. So obviously that's been an important event. If we go back to our candlestick charts here they are, and here's our daily over here on the left hand side. Here is the FOMC right here, this big red candle, and then you can see it dip down below into these areas in here a couple days later, but that's where we found buyers here previously, and that's where we found buyers again, bringing it almost all the way back up. Okay, so anyway, we can see price moved back up to this area up here from several days. You see the spike above and then the drop. Okay, so we're not finding buyers up in these areas up here. Okay, we're finding sellers. This is the trend at the moment. Now, depends on what time frame you're looking at. Weekly or monthly, you're in an uptrend. But like if we look here, this on the daily chart, we are in a downtrend. Okay, this is well, it could be sideways, I guess. We need to maybe break down here, but this price action here from FOMC has dominated. Okay, and we're still within it. Okay, so sellers remain in control. That's the point I want to get across. All right, so here we are looking at the hourly here, and in the middle, and then the 15-minute on the right-hand side. And let's take a look here in the 15-minute chart, and what can we gather from this chart, and also the hourly here. Well, we gap down clearly, and we're still seeing more sell momentum here. We see this one green candle here in the 15-minute chart, and it's also green at the moment on the hourly. And the question is, are we going to get more buyers back up above this green candle here? If we do, we should get retest back up into, well, maybe this little swing here, maybe back up into these areas here. Okay? If not, and we see sellers coming back in, we're looking for continuation. All right, so let's look at Bookmap here and get some insight. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit more here. All right, and here's our drop. Okay, and this is pre-market. It's 3 a.m. Here's 8 a.m. And here is our cash open. Let's zoom in a little bit more at 9:30 here. What are we seeing? Okay. Well, kind of interesting to see this. We're seeing quite a bit of buying actually, even though we're dropping in here, and kind of curious to see this buying coming in. Now we just hit a big level of liquidity up here around this 59.37, and we can see that the buyers did not follow through. We're seeing sellers start to come in, or price action dropping here. Yeah, this is getting really interesting in here. We'll be watching for a kind of a spring higher here potentially, but at the moment we're looking for the momentum here, and yeah, it seems to me that looks like the sellers want to drop it back down into the swing and test it here, and that's where we are going at the moment. Okay, now the question is will we drop below this swing here? Okay, so that's where we're headed, and let's zoom in a little bit further. Okay, this is good. Now we can see sellers just coming in, trading into high liquidity here, and we're seeing a bounce out of it. Okay, so this is giving us some insight. This high liquidity here is where we traded into, and we're seeing some buying coming out of that area. So we're finding buyers here. This is what we want to take away from this, and start to put these pieces together. Okay, so we see the move back up. Where did those buyers come in? Okay, well, in this area in here, basically. All right, so now if we can get sellers down below that area, we're going to continue to the downside. But let's see if we get some support here or some demand by some of the buyers in here. Okay, if we do, then I'm looking for a retest back up to the swing. Okay, here we go. There's our retest here. That happened pretty quickly. And now, okay, there's a bit of a pause, or now a flurry of buying and some selling coming in now. Okay, so kind of just sideways for the moment here at this area where we saw the transaction take place here. This was the supply, these were the sellers met it, and this was the reaction. This is the context. So now we're basing in it here, and we're trying to ascertain if there's still more demand in here. And we can see this kind of back and forth right now. And they did not tangle with the high liquidity down here at 25. Okay, now we see sellers definitely trading into that area. And let's see the reaction by the buyers here. Any questions, especially over on YouTube? Let me so see here. Okay, we're dropping down now, down to the swing that we had. This is our line that we had drawn here. Okay, so more sellers. Still more sellers. Let's see if the sellers can get down to this 20 level right here. That's what I'd be looking for. And look at the demand start to come in here, on the bid at least, and the aggressors here. going to put a trend line in here, just looking for our kind of zones, and how is the market structure holding here? Okay, are we going to break this trend from the buy side? Let's see. Starting to break it, but that could fail and come right back in here. Okay, again, we covered this the last few sessions, and I'm going to continue to go over it. I think I might jump over to the Trader Map Pro version of this, though, so we can filter the heat map a little bit better. I mean, this bot here is really kind of messing with us. But this is where the aggressive buyers came in. Okay, well, they came in here. We saw this kind of skew in the order book and the reaction to it. Okay, so now we're trading back down to this area here. Are we going to find those buyers again is the big question. Okay, what does the order book look like? Well, they're here, but let's jump over to the Trader Map Pro version, and let's take a look. Okay, of the ES. All right, so we can see a little bit lower in here basically is where that high liquidity is, down here at 20. The cumulative volume delta in here as well. We noticed that earlier. Just a lot of buying in here, even though price is going lower. Okay, here's our sellers below the structure here, retesting this area here. And let's see if they've still got a lot of supply here, and they do. Okay, we trade into this 22 or 20, yeah, 22. Still more selling, so looking for lower into 20, and that's our longer term liquidity in here, at least for this time frame. Okay, now we want to really watch here. Okay, so still more selling into high liquidity. They're staying in the order book, they're getting filled in here, so we're looking for those aggressive buyers to come back in. Okay, buyers are here, and also down here at this 18 level. Okay, this is the passive demand. There's some exhaustion here by the sell side. Would I say sell stop is determined as supply? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it turns into a market order. I mean, we know that these are stops with our stops and icebergs, like these 47 and these 24 here. So that much we know. We don't know if they're exiting the market, or is it a stop loss, triggering a lot of sellers in here, or they were short, then they had to buy though to cover. Oh, you have 7.6 build 11. Nice. Okay. Is that the demo version, Stephen? I'm sorry, the demo, the beta version. Should be the beta version. That beta version you can trade from your Trader Map Pro. In fact, let's get our trading set up in here. There's a couple different ways we can trade in here. And Doug, nice to have you in here. Just a few different things I want to show you guys about. Oh, okay. What's the bill? Okay, so Doug, you're asking about this alpha version. I don't know. Yeah, I'll get back to you on it. We're not quite giving it out yet. Like I said, it's I was just really excited to start showing this to people and get them kind of going. But it is alpha version, and we want to wait for a little more stability. All right, so let's see here. All right, so now this here is very similar to trading into the demo sim account, the 24/7 sim account that we have in Bookmap. You'll note in the lower right hand corner, I'm trading in real mode here with live data, meaning that this is a trade here will be executed within either a real funded account or a real demo account on server side. Okay, so like when you open up like a another broker's service, or Rhythmic has a paper trading account, etc. Um, Although it's not funded, you can route your trades to it and you can make your studies from it. We have it now as well, and to get it, you just have to have this trading simulator open, and then when you configure it, then you'll select the demo account here, demo sim. All right, so that's one way. Another way is to I have Rhythmic paper trading, like I said, and I'm going to route my trades. Now this is kind of interesting. This is from Bookmap data, Trader Map Pro with the filtered heat map here, and I am going to trade it into my Rhythmic paper trading account. So I'm going to trade it to my either my MES or my ES account, right? Whatever I choose here. So I'm going to trade it back to my ES here with Rhythmic, right? And it'll go into my Rhythmic paper trading account. Now, I want to show the trading. I got trading statistics on. That's good. I want to show the multi-account here, multi-account trading. Okay, I'm going to select the box, and it didn't work. Okay, shoot. Let me try to remove it and add it. Might have issues with this new alpha version. All right, let's try it again. Ready to use. Okay. Okay, now it's working. All right, so here I set up, actually here's a demo with Tom. But you can now trade into multiple accounts in here. Right, so I'm going to trade here. Let me open up a, God, we're missing some stuff in here. I'm just going to select 1 lot, 2 lot, and 4 lot. I have 3 different paper trading accounts. My 1 lots are going to go from the chart here, but then I'm going to replicate those a double and quadruple into other paper trading accounts. So I have 3 accounts here. Okay, if you set up the bot here, I can show you. Here's my primary account, 60.1. I'll have 2 lots there, or double the amount of what I trade here, and then 60.2 has 4 times the amount, right? So that's how that works. All right, so now we're all set up. Okay, so we can trade 1 lot or whatever. Okay, and let's take a look here on what's happening in Bookmap. All right, so let's just zoom out a little bit. This was the transaction we were looking for into this high liquidity here at 20. Now this is hindsight, of course. And we're looking to see what kind of reaction we have. We found more buying a little bit lower here, or selling went into the buyers down here and here, and then we see the buyers pop in here. Now that kind of came out of the blue right in here. Okay, but that is the new demand in here. Okay, and so far so good. Okay, so and here we go again, right? So more buyers. Okay, back up to the swing here. Now, let's see, is there still more demand, or are we going to get a bit of a pullback to some demand in here, right? So we can look for that, and we can set like a limit here. And actually, let me set my brackets as well. Okay, and we'll look for maybe a pullback into this. There we go. All right, and now, are we going to find more buyers? Okay, is there still demand in here? And then where are we going to take our profit? Well, let's see if we get back up to the swing, and we'll see. Okay, I like to front run some of the high liquidity. Okay, well, where's the high liquidity? Okay, where's a good place to look for some supply? Well, there's some right here at 30. Okay, so I'll move my take profit down to there. Okay, so far so good. Now, see the little swing here, and we found some selling in here. We've got to see buyers back up above it, and then back to the next swing, then back into where the sellers are up on the high liquidity areas in here. Okay, more buying up here. Good, looks good. Okay, so our take profit was reached here. That's it. We're out of the trade. Okay, so that was pretty quick. But I'm going to go through this time and again here. And, you know, look, we never know. I had a horrible day on, oh, God, I don't know. What was it? The 22nd or 23rd. And price was kind of moving all over the place. This analysis here worked out. Okay, we had some risk management around it. And we look for the next one. And that's it. Right, so it doesn't always work, but we're trying to align as much as we can on our side. Okay, so where are the buyers, where are the sellers, who's in control of the market, and what time frame as well. Let's see here, what did I want to cover? Yeah, let's take this idea and kind of go backwards a little bit. And does it work? And this is what I wanted to cover after last session, because one of the things that we want to build as a trader is not only an edge that we have statistically, but also confidence, and that we have mentally. And that makes a big difference, because if you know that your chances are much higher if you take a trade of it working out, then you don't worry too much, because you know that it works most of the time. And if you manage it well, you're good. All right, so management is a big part of it. And you can get in a lot of trouble with an edge, with a beautiful setup, and you don't know how to manage it. Like right now, although we're still buy side, look at this in here. Okay, we draw a trend line, we're breaking it, we're seeing sellers down below it here. This is where the buyers came in. Okay, we know that. Are we going to see sellers below it? If we do, we're looking for the next level in here, and we should trade back down into this liquidity down here. And all of these buyers in here are upended, and we should see a beautiful stop run and a move down below. Okay, now that's a big if. Okay, so we're looking for that scenario. It's starting to pan out here, but yeah, I don't trust it yet. This can be the hook, get people to sell, and then the buyers will come back up here. Okay, so we'll go through kind of back testing this in here. Okay? And when do we want to be a buyer? When do we want to be a seller? Okay, so we'll take an idea here and go through it. Let's just use the idea of high liquidity. We'll start with that one. Okay, what is the reaction to trading into high liquidity? Okay, so we know that was the reaction here was buyers. We found our buyers. Okay, and we found more of them. See the hook in here? Like, it's these sellers selling down below here, thinking like this is now going to drop into 19 down here. We can see they're going to be covering here. We should see a nice stop run probably up into 30 and to 32 here. Okay, we see a stop run here at this swing of 54, but looking, here's our bigger stop run here, 71, 72, right? 74. It's still ticking off. This here could be a setup for yourself. Okay, just like the analysis we went through in here. We're looking for our sellers. Everyone thinks we're going to go with the trend in here. The bigger trend is to the downside, and they are looking for selling into just 19 and maybe below, and they're getting stopped out. Okay. Smash the like button. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, hit the like button, guys, over in YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. Better yet, come over to our Discord. You're going to get a lot more out of the Discord. There's a whole Discord community over here that is very active. In fact, we have something called the Bookmap Academy. That a lot of the guys are in the program here that will allow you to you'll create content, you'll document and journal your trading activity, and then we will give you feedback on it. Okay, not all of it, but we'll have events, we have coaches to give you feedback on your trading journey and journalization. Okay, wow, this turned into be a really nice kind of move to the upside here in that stop run we were looking for. We were looking for just 32. Well, we've traded to 38 now. Okay, this is a strong move here. This is a strong momentum move here. Okay, so now in this time frame, we are buy side, and we're looking for what? We're looking for these aggressive buyers to trade into the high liquidity, and they are. Okay, now we need to see what that context is. Do we still see more buyers back up above these passive sellers in here? Okay, or did they absorb all of that buying pressure? Let me show you guys the this multi-account trade here that we took and what it looked like here. We'll open up the panel here. Okay. You have your open positions, working orders. Open positions are here, working orders are here. So we're flat right now, but our executions are here. Where is my trade? It's down here. Yeah. So because we bought, yeah, 1032, and this is where we closed, right? Okay. And you guys can see here, we traded off of this chart with one lot, but it traded 3 lots, should have traded 4, into the 60.2, and then 2 lots into the 60.1. Okay, that's odd. I'm not sure why that happened. Should have been 4 lots there. Yeah, well, let's take a look at our setup in here. Did I do it correctly? Yeah. Okay. Okay, bid looks pretty good here. Just traded into this supply here. Still finding buyers though. Still finding buyers. Let's jump back here, get our perspective here in our higher time frame. Okay, so we can look at the Bookmap higher time frame version here. Zoom out a bit more. All right, so buyers are coming back up into where price dropped from up in here. Okay, so maybe this 59.50 level is the target here. You can see the swing here as well, and we're just trying to get back up above it right here. I'm going to dim the heat map a little bit, see this a little bit better. We have a lot of stops and icebergs in here as well. Let's take a look at our candlesticks as well. All right, so yeah, here's the back and forth, and we kind of talked about this earlier. We kind of started the webinar on this green candle here. We saw the drop lower, and then we saw the buyers starting to come in, and we're still getting our buyers up here. Okay, so yeah, this here is a buy on the candlestick chart. Let's take a look at Bookmap. All right, I'm going to look for a pullback to here. Okay, in fact, let's do a couple of things. Look for a pullback to here. Okay, there I'm in that. Okay, because this is where that next tranche of buying came in, right here. Right. So now we want to see these buyers, see if they can take it higher here, or are we going to get a bigger pullback? Okay, back down into this area here that we just noted, where the buyers came in. Looks like that's what's going to happen here. Okay, so now we're going to position ourselves there, and then let's see here what we get. Right, and let's look at our structure as well. Okay. And let's turn our heat map back on. Okay, and I'm going to move my stops down to below the swing here. Okay, this is the swing. And let's see if we can get those, see if we see any interest on that buy side. Nothing so far. So the idea here on the candlestick, well, you can see it's failing here, is that we found some demand in here. We're getting and above it here. Now we're getting a bit of a pullback. So maybe the pullback down to about 35 or so. Okay, maybe even down lower. It could even, we might even see this completely fail here. Okay, but I'm holding in for buyers around this 34, 35 level. Okay, and that matches up with the swing. And also this is where they came in here. I don't like having my stop right there either, and we just got stopped out. Okay, we'll do it again though. Okay, so this is our supply, and also down here. Okay, this is we put our stop right into that supply area, or I'm sorry, demand area. Okay, so again, I'm looking for that demand to come back in here. And we do not have context here. Well, let's jump over to our Trader Map Lite version. Trader Map Pro. Yeah, let's take a look here. Okay, this is better. More deeper insight with the filtered heat map here. All right, so now what we're doing is we're going to look for and wait for. We see that the demand, passive demand, passive demand, passive demand, more passive demand down here as well. And then we're going to layer into this here. Okay, I'm looking for a pullback here. Okay, in, and I'm going to place my stop a little bit lower here. Okay, and I'm going to move my take profit up. And we can again look for a pullback. And we're missing it. Okay, so traded into the pullback. And let's see, do we get our buyers now? Okay, we've got that high liquidity in here, and we saw some buying coming back in here, and we know that these are the passive buyers here, right? So that's why we're looking for the aggressors to come in again and then move price back up higher. Let's see if they can meet with the sellers on the offer. Okay, first stop will be here. So why don't we just take some risk off right there. Okay, we're kind of running out of some steam here. Got to get our buyers back up above here. I'm going to just kind of front run it a little bit here. So we're out. We took some risk off, and then going to look for our runner though. Okay, and you can see our break even here, theoretical average here. So this was out of 2 positions. We took some off. Now our break even's actually down here, 25 and a half. Okay, it's looking pretty back and forth in here, I think, but we'll see. I mean, we traded up here, and we're seeing some sellers at the top of the range here. Any questions on this? Anything here? If you're new to Bookmap, then this is a great time to ask, because we had all these new deals and specials, and you know, here we go. You know, ask away. Like, what is it you're looking at? How to read it? How to put these pieces together? And that's what the webinar. That's our goal here. And then to show some trade management around that as well. Okay. You know, what is the context here? Where do I have an edge? In fact, let's take a look at that that edge idea in more detail here. So we'll go kind of in. I think we will go in hindsight a little bit and start to build out this edge. It doesn't take much, and then you have something to lean on. Then it becomes, you know, your trade management and building your confidence and building your account as well. Okay, so our idea in here, you know, we got stopped out up above in here. Our idea though was to look at this here on our candlesticks, that we saw this back and forth in here, and we found the buyers in here, and then we broke it. Okay, well, we pulled all the way back here, and then we're starting to find those buyers again. Now this is another attempt up here, so I would look for, now the buyers have already kind of blazed a path here up to the swing at 48. So they have the potential now to, if we can find some more buyers in here, we can get higher than that. Okay, maybe we can get up to like 50, 52. Maybe we can get up to the swing here at 57 or 58. This is where we opened, and somewhere around there. Okay, maybe we even start to fill the gap here. Okay? We need to see if we get those buyers now. This is going to be critical. Else, what's going to happen? And this time of day happens all the time, as we see reversal here during this webinar, and then it rolls over and drops back down, you know, with the momentum to these lower swings, or maybe down in here on the daily. Could be a big move, and we don't know, but we're watching to see if those buyers come in here. This will be critical. And so far so good. So far so good. You know, we see that buying coming in here. Okay, and that was our trade idea. Unfortunately, it was our trade idea up here, and we got stopped out on it. Okay, well, we took the same idea though on the pullbacks down here, waiting for those buyers to come in. So here's a key takeaway from that. if you're looking for setting your limit orders in here, it's a good strategy. It could be good. The problem though is this: the selling momentum just continues to cut through it. Okay? A lot of times it works out because when the momentum is to the upside, and that's critical. Okay, so you a lot of times will see that right in these areas in here, you don't find the sellers drop it like this. You'll find less selling, and you'll find buyers come back in and take it back up to new highs for this swing at least. Okay, so now one way to combat that is kind of what we did down here, is to wait for buyers to come in and have them tell us. Now, we don't know. You know, there's always risk. However, we had a few things lined up in here. This is where the buyers came in previously. We had high liquidity in here that was getting filled on the way down, okay, in these areas here that we noted. And we're just waiting for the aggressors to come in. Wait for them to come in, look for a pullback, and then get in. Right? You will probably have a higher probability trade. Now that's something to go and back test, and we'll do that in just a few minutes. But here's the deal: there's risk all the way through, always, and you have to embrace that. Okay, so how do you embrace it? Well, number one is you might miss this trade if you're waiting for a pullback. Right in here, we've seen it so many times that what will happen is you get these green dots coming in like this, and they just keep going. It doesn't pull back, right? And you might get a pullback over here someplace, you know, maybe just a little bit, and then it continues on up again. Okay? And it's like, well, I don't really feel too comfortable about buying up there. So that's one risk. Okay? And another risk is, well, maybe it just kind of curtails off here. I mean, you can see in here we made, let's just get rid of our lines here. That not too much buying here, a lower high, but there's still some buying. Now we're seeing some selling in here. So this is kind of like, uh-oh, maybe these sellers get below here and the trend continues. Okay, we don't know. But that's where the risk management comes in. Okay, where do you want to place your stop? Okay, my stop placement here, I like this one better down here, to be honest. But we got taken out, and so I didn't have to manage it. So this one is better down here below the swing. Now I can move it up though. Okay, where am I going to move it up to? Well, I mean, below this swing in here, below this liquidity in here, or this liquidity here. Well, let's give it some room to run. So I would kind of move it up to about here, and you know, maybe if we see a ton of selling starting to come in, maybe we'll move it up and try to you know, maybe even take our profit, just flatten it altogether. Okay, but right now what we're looking for is buyers to trade into the passive supply. Okay, we got some here, and we got a little bit here too. Okay, trading into this demand here, liquidity and liquidity below. And what's the context? Our reaction. All right, so we found a few buyers. So back up to this supply here where these guys came in. Now, can we see buyers back up above it here? Let's see. If we do, we should come up into some of this liquidity up in here. See how I mean, the market looks at this, and you can see it. Like this is where that selling came in, and we found, you know, a bit more selling. So this is where there is some resistance right now. Right here, we need to get back up above it. Okay, coming back up to test that resistance again, and we're still finding buyers. So I'm looking for them to trade through it. Now we just ran into an iceberg order of 100. Okay, that was not in the order book. Okay, let's see if there's more icebergs up here as well. Okay, so we didn't hit high liquidity, but we hit an iceberg. Okay, so we're getting another retest back up here. The bid looks pretty strong. The buying looks pretty strong here. So I'm looking still for higher highs here. Okay, so we got to get through this area here. And we just exhausted out, but we're finding those buyers again, and the bid looks pretty good. So I'm still looking for it to break out of this little range and trade up into 45, 46, 47. Okay, makes sense. All right, so let's jump back and take a look at some of our targets here. So high liquidity up here at 50, the figure. Okay, that's pretty typical. I'm in front of this liquidity though here at 48 3/4, and that is the swing as well. And that's the way I'm managing it at the moment. Okay, looking for the buyers to meet the sellers. Just like we are managing our stops, you can do the same with your take profits in here. Like there's another way of doing this, like just trailing your stop up. Maybe we're going to go up here to 55, and front run that area up here. Okay, and if we see the selling coming in here, some structure breaking and this context between the buyers and sellers change, then we can either flatten it or we can trail our stop up, etc. Okay, does that make sense? Like what I had just mentioned there. So the idea here is like the same with how we got in over here and how we got stopped out is we didn't wait for the buyers to come in here, and the sellers just took it down. So we put limit orders in here. Well, instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the sellers to start to come in. Okay, so we're seeing our aggressive buyers here. Okay, that's good. We're starting to trade into the sellers in here in the high liquidity. Okay, we want to see that transaction take place. And now, if we find that sellers start to come in after trading into some of this high liquidity, okay, that's where we'll hit the sell button. Okay, so we're waiting for that context again. Else, we're just going to move our take profit up. Makes sense? Can I get a confirmation from you guys? I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, but like I just want to make sure that it's making sense. Oh no, Rob, you went tilt. Rob, you were trading so well recently. The higher time frame stuff saved your butt. Excellent. Excellent. All right, okay, guys. So it's making fun. WRB, making sense. So now here we go. Now we just traded into some of that high liquidity, right? Buyers met the sellers. Do they have more demand in here? The aggressors. If we don't see that and we start to see sellers in here, that's where we'll hit the sell button. Okay, it just doesn't make sense anymore. Rob, this is something I've been wanting to talk to you actually for some days. We just had some days off. Um, with your higher time frame stuff, it's great. It's really great. You're trading that on the higher time frames here. Now, see how we're still finding some demand here, right? Even though we traded into 50 here. I am looking for a pullback though. Really. Now we may not get it. We still see that they're still chewing away at it here, the buyers. Okay, but if I see those the big red dots starting to come in and move price, then we are out. Like right here, starting to, right? This is very typical, trade into and through a little bit and then kind of exhaust out. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Well, that was some selling, but might be kind of a bit of a trap here. We'll see. Let's put some smaller structure on this actually. That's a horrible trend line. Okay. All right, so here we go. All right, so now see the sellers come in. Now if we see a bit more selling in here, that's it. Yep, see how we trade to the sellers and then we get a reaction there. Just you're not making this stuff up. I know it kind of looked like it the other day, but this is how this is how it works. There's sellers here. Are they still selling up here, or do we find a lack of buyers and then we find more sellers, or can we get above these guys and get a stop run to the upside? Okay, and these are trapped sellers in here. We get a short squeeze. Okay, it's looking kind of squeezy right now. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, there's a bit of a bid here. That's good. All right, I'm out. Okay, so we didn't take our original take profit was up here. We let it try to run a little bit more, and we took a little bit of a less of a profit here, but we let it run, and this was our condition, so we're out. Our condition was met, so that's how we managed it. All right. Yeah, it sounds great, Rob. Real happy for you. You and Pete are working on higher time frame and looking at options levels. This is excellent, just excellent. That might have been the missing piece. I was trying to get you kind of connected with maybe anchored VWAP as a kind of a bigger structure piece, but you found something and you gravitated toward it. Don't let it go. Keep studying, keep working on it, keep confirming it. Yeah, I'm just super happy for you, Rob. Don't let it get away from you. Don't go on tilt. Just, just be objective about it. Trade smaller. See how we traded into this high liquidity up here, and then we found our sellers, and then it was like we found sellers again here. That's where we got out, right here. Okay, so we're trying to make sense of it all with supply and demand in here. Yeah, the order flow stuff, you've got a lot of experience, Rob, and I think maybe it's just that context you needed in the higher time frame. Yeah, so like in here, I mean, this is still bullish here, in this candlestick. I mean, this is going to be back. It's not going to be easy, and it's hitting I put a VWAP in here as well. It's hitting it right now. Okay, so you're going to get your VWAP traders in here as well. They're going to be taking their profits here. Maybe this is a mean reversion. Maybe this whole thing rolls over and remains sell side rest of the day and tomorrow. Maybe we go back down and end of the year we trade not only to some of these levels here on the daily around what 80, 58, 66. Maybe we even trade lower into these levels down here. We don't know. Okay? We just know that from that FOMC, that price action has dominated so far. Okay. Now, on the time frame we're trading in here, during this webinar, we found there was an opportunity to the upside, and it worked out. It doesn't always work out. We always try to, just try to manage it the best we can. That much we know. All right, so look again here. So we had our reasons for getting out, but now we're right back up again. And look at where the buyers came in, guys. This is where you just can't make this stuff up. This is why we got out, was because of high liquidity, sellers, retest here, more sellers were out. Buyers came back in right up above this level here. Okay, there's high liquidity here. That helps. But also, this is where the selling came in. They came in again. Now they're out of control. We even got a pullback here already. So this is the stop run, and it's verified here. Here's 32 and 51. All right. So what was I was gonna cover with you, Rob? I mean, just I think maybe with the higher time frame, it's have your levels. I mean, maybe it's fib levels, maybe it's floor trader pivots, or maybe it's Camarilla levels, pivot levels, maybe it's a volume profile, maybe it's point of control, maybe it's low volume nodes. It doesn't really matter. High volume nodes, whatever it is, options levels is a good one. But you're just trying to gain some sort of edge. Now, just let's go back and go through some back testing in here of how can we start to put together that edge for ourselves. All right, so we've been covering when high liquidity trades, what's the context, and then looking for the opposite trader to come in. Okay, so we can go back and take a look at this here. Okay, so let's just use liquidity here. Well, we've got one example right here. We did get a pullback, but we're back up above it. So we're still looking for buyers here, okay, and to trade into this liquidity here. Okay, and here we go. Here it is. Okay, look at this large lot tracker. This is one player who's got multiple levels in here. So you look at the size is the same, right? See the white line here? They're all the same size. So this is one trader most likely who just got filled. All right, so this is going to be we'll just do a quick counter trend trade here, just for kicks. Now, I'm not looking for much out of this, but just in fact, it's kind of a dangerous thing to do. But we just traded into high liquidity, and I don't see a lot of buyers back up above. Okay, so I'm looking for some sellers to come back in, and we saw that large lot player in here who got filled all the way up through here. Right, so that was a lot of absorption. So that's why I'm looking for a bit of selling to come back and retest these areas here where the buyers came in. That's it. That's all we're looking for. So a lot of absorption. These buyers met sellers, and are there still buyers? Yeah, there are. They came up above. This is kind of a dangerous position to take, but we just kind of want to demo this idea. Okay? And then this is where we're looking for it to trade, right down to here. That's it. And this is in a pretty big uptrend. Okay, well, you know, it's not quite doing it yet. We already got one pullback here to 55. We're looking for a little bit more. And if we don't get it, then we'll just exit the trade. Okay, bid is, see the bid under here? This is not looking good for us. Yeah, I'm going to move my stop just above that high liquidity a couple of ticks here. It's 2 ticks. That's it. Okay. All right, so we had to go a little bit higher here, trade into this liquidity, and then we found some selling here. Now, how much selling pressure is there? Okay, we're already getting a pullback to where they came in. Can we get a little bit more down here? If we can we get back down to where these buyers came in here? All right, so our limit take profit was hit, and it went against us here though. There was still some like back and forth in here, but that was the idea, was to kind of demo a counter trend trade here, and maybe that's your style of trading too, but we're just looking forward to pull back to here because we don't know after that. We didn't know if it might come up a little bit higher here. That's why we moved our stop up a little bit, just above. See, I don't want to be at that level of liquidity here. All right, so as promised, let's do this back testing exercise and go through it. Okay, so traded into high supply, finding some sellers, pull back. Okay, still in an uptrend. Right, where are we going? Okay, well, here's some structure in the trend. I've got a new tool to demo you for you guys. This is great. So we have a new drawing tool. Now this is only in it will be part of the beta very soon. Okay, but right now it is only part of the alpha version. So hold on, we got a channel. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And we'll just put in our channel here, and we can edit it and pull it down. Okay, and we can also edit it here and extend it. I love it. There we go. So now, is there anyone new in here to order flow? Guys, anyone over on YouTube or over on Discord? We always have the same same guys in here. It's always great having you guys in here. But anyone new? And I just want to cover like some of the things in here. Yeah, it's a nice channel tool here, and extending it. So you guys can also use this horizontally, right, for your ranges. Okay, so just go with the channel and just hold down the shift key, and then it'll extend right. Okay, we can zoom out here, and then you'll just right click on it, go into edit mode, and then click on it again in here and edit it, and then extend it right. Okay, so it'll always extend right. Okay, edit it, and we'll delete that one. Okay, so why these things are working in here? Well, you can see it here, and this is actually one of the reasons why we took the counter trend trade. Is high liquidity trades, and we get a pullback. High liquidity trades, we get a pullback. Now we don't know, like I thought this was reason enough to exit. Okay, instead you can see some of that demand in here, or it retested this kind of area in here, and also this channel. Now we're breaking it. This is what I thought was going to happen here. That's why I got out. Okay, and we missed the upside, rest of the upside here. And then we took a counter trend trade for just a few points in here, 56 to 54. Anyway, so go back and look at these areas in here. High liquidity, what's the reaction? High liquidity, what's the reaction? Here it bounced up above it. Okay, also here it kind of bounced up above it for a little bit. Okay, this happens in here. Why does this happen in here? This is where there's just more aggressive buyers than there is limit sell orders. Okay, we trade through it. Okay, that's why we got stopped out up in here. We were thinking, wow, there's still more buyers. Okay, I'm looking for them to retest here and then continue on. We finally got it, but we got stopped out, and then we got back in, and then we found it, and we got the trade. Okay. And so start to look at some of your structural areas in here. Could be diagonal like this, or it could be horizontal. Okay. And you can look at whole numbers as well. I know some traders look only at like whole numbers and then look to see what the supply and demand is around them. Are those areas? Maybe it's your fib levels. Maybe it's your higher time frame candle swings in here. Okay, or whatever it might be. What I wanted to cover here, though, is this context. Like, there's some beautiful things to take away, and you can start to build your strategy out. Here, trade into high liquidity. What's the context? We found our buyers. That's why we got in. Trade up into high liquidity here, and we got out actually. I forget, right in here, I think. Yeah, wasn't much. And high liquidity trades through it, and then we get a pretty steep pullback back to the demand, though, right in here. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I mean, we noted this was kind of odd to see it, but we're moving down here, and there's quite a few buyers in here. How does that happen? Well, it's because look at these limit sell orders in here. all these icebergs in here. There's a lot, right? Here's 1200, here's 16 over 1600. Here's another 1200. You know, this is how, like, we're finding buyers trade into the sellers here, and they can't get back up above it, right? That's why, look at the CVD, and we noted that how odd this was. Anyway, it's going up as price is going down. Nice. You took a Kishore, you took your short based on the order flow. Nice. Well, this is where we're talking with Rob there. Look at your higher time frame levels and match them up with your order flow. Okay, and just do some very quick back testing in here, and just start to go through the day. Go backwards in here, or you know, start way over here and go forwards. It doesn't matter, whatever way you want to do it. But start to understand, wow, okay, high liquidity in here, traded into it, traded into it, traded into it. I would look for a pullback after this amount. And here comes some buyers here. Here's the first area for a pullback. These are the second and third areas for a pullback. Did we get it? Nope, we didn't. We only came up to about here. Okay, and then we rolled over, dropped through, high liquidity getting filled on the way down. Okay, looking for a pullback into these areas up in here. Didn't quite get it. It pulled back into this one, certainly. This one didn't. 75. Okay, so I'm sorry, it kind of did. Almost did. This is where that context can start to shift and change. Look at the order book in here. Look at some of the transactions. See how this shifted here. See how the order book shifted. What's the reaction? Okay, so it's dynamic. We're looking for the pullback to here. Well, we see high liquidity starting to come in, and also some high liquidity in here as well that got filled. Right. So now the sellers come back in, look for areas of high liquidity. Okay. Into it here. Still some more demand, but not enough to get up here. Okay. And where are we looking for the pullback? Okay. I would look for it up in here. But we just come up to the swings, and then we see this string of selling in here. All right. All of this was met in here. We just don't have the buyers come in yet. So we stay away. Okay. Stay away, stay away. Now it's starting to look pretty decent. Okay. But look at this area in here as well. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. Buyers starting to come in. They broke a very small structure, but there's still high liquidity on the bid at a higher level in here, right in here. That's good. There's also high liquidity in here on the offer. Okay, supporting these sellers in here. Hey, look at the zone. I mean, you can't make it up. This liquidity level or zone matches that selling in here. Okay, so that's a big flip of the order book, basically. And our first retest, we would look for a retest back to here, and these other levels in here. And we only got it to the first one, rolled back over, and came back down. Okay, so look for that context between buyers and sellers, and who's kind of winning the battle here. I hope this is making sense. I don't have the YM up, but we can maybe look at it tomorrow. Kishore, I got to end the webinar here. Anyway, nice move into high liquidity again. Now we're finding buyers again. Okay, great. All right, so where should they go? We'll back up into these areas here. The swings, as well as, so market structure with the swings, as well as the high liquidity. It can't quite get there, right? And then high liquidity starts to come back down more on the offer here. Can't get there, so get more supply into the demand. Here, 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 here. And I think that's probably where we started to, no, that's still 8 o'clock here. But see how we're not making this stuff up. So go back and study it. Demand met passively here, and then the aggressors come in here. This is where they came in, and look for that distinction here. Like, this is a good distinction. This is pretty good. Look at the bars, look at the dots, okay, and compare bars and dots, okay, in here and here. Okay, so what do we know about this? We know these are buyers getting filled, no question, getting filled on the way down. And now we're getting our aggressive buyers come in after that. Okay, so we're looking for them to now retest back up into areas of liquidity here, here, and on up. Okay, this is where we have an edge, is being able to understand that distinction. Okay, so we know there's buyers all the way through here, and we know there's aggressive buyers here. All right, so wrap that around a higher time frame level, kind of like what we did here in the candlesticks or in this Bookmap zoom out version, and we can start to then put this together into an edge, build an edge for yourself. Oh yeah, Mike, this can be traded, or this is just supply and demand. It's really economics 101. So we want to understand that context. And again, it's not, we're going through it and looking at it in hindsight now, kind of building that edge. Just note that it's dynamic, though. That's one of the things in here. It gets a little tricky in some of those areas where all of a sudden the order book shifts and changes. And it might be for a number of reasons. There could be geopolitical concerns, or like some sort of news out of the blue, something, or maybe it's just again someone all of a sudden jumps in and wants to be a seller or a buyer, and that disrupts. It could disrupt everything. All right, but I would recommend like following what Rob is doing. Look at your higher time frame levels, and then look at your order flow in Bookmap. Okay, and understand that context between the supply and the demand. There's two types of supply. There's two types of demand. There's the passive supply, which is the limit orders, the heat map in here. Okay, limit sell orders, and the kind of supply that's aggressive, and that's the red dots here, the market sell orders. And it's the opposite for the demand. The demand passively on the bid, okay, high liquidity buyers on the bid, and then here's our aggressive buyers here. Okay, this also is demand. Okay, they're showing that they want to be buyers, okay, as we continue on up here. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll look for tomorrow, do the same thing, and then that we'll call it a year. All right, so yeah, hit the like button, come on over to our Discord channel, and you can engage in the community over there. There's a lot more going on, and oh yeah, and don't forget too, there's some really nice deals going on, and take advantage of them. Okay, so 50% off that MBO bundle that ends tomorrow. And then our New Year's offering ends on the 2nd. Okay, so this is for Global Plus Annual, 30% off, and then 50% off for the first month of our MBO bundle if you want to give that a try. And you can see the edge that we're talking about in here. This adds a lot of confluence in here by understanding we are going down on more buying in here. How is that possible? Well, there's someone on the other side absorbing it all. So that transaction takes place into high liquidity. It's not even in the order book. Okay, it's hidden. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.